Hi everyone, good evening and welcome to our business presentation. Now I can see lots of people still logging on, so I just want to give it one more minute and then we'll get started. Okay, right, so you're listening to this evening because either someone has sent you the link as they think that this is something that you could be brilliant at, or you're curious to find out more about what we consider to be the most amazing opportunity in the world. So my name's Claire Martin and I, along with my fabulous colleagues, are going to take you through the presentation this evening. So I first got started with Forever 2 years ago. I actually listened to a live presentation exactly like this one. A lot of it went over my head, and to be honest, I really thought that I didn't have the time, the confidence, or the know-how to do anything new. But the lure of earning an extra couple of £100 a month soon outweighed any self-doubt that I had. I've been living in Dubai for the last 16 years, and I absolutely love it. The main problem that we have is by the end of the month, we never have any money left over. With the cost of living going up and up and the school fees that need to be paid, I knew that something had to change. So I got started, and after 1 month, I was earning that all-important extra couple of £100 a month. My belief in the company and the products grew really, really quickly. And one of the best things about Forever is that you're never on your own and there's always someone there to hold your hand. Fast forward to now, and our lives look very different. We have the financial security that I craved. I love that I can afford nice family holidays. We've got so many more choices open to us. I'm actually talking to you from the UK right now. I'm in my childhood bedroom where I've been able to spend the whole summer with the children, because the great thing about Forever is you can work the business from anywhere. So even though I've been away for 2 months, I'm still getting paid. As long as there's Wi-Fi and people around you, you can open your business every single day. I've also qualified for all the company incentives that you'll hear about later on in the presentation. And one of the best things about it is I've made lifelong friends and reconnected with lots of old friends too. So with that, it's my pleasure to take you through the business opportunity and how it could work for you. So a little bit about who we are. We were founded in 1978. It's an American family-run company. It's got long-standing management with a real vision. I'm really proud to be a part of something so big. We have a turnover of 2.6 billion a year, which is incredible. There are no loans, no mortgages, we're cash rich and debt free. So moving forward, I'm working for a company that will never go bust or under, and that gives me great confidence to grow my business. We operate in over 158 countries worldwide. So who do you know? Who do you know that lives in other countries that could benefit from the products or would like to earn an extra income? It really is that easy to start to build a business anywhere in the world. We're in the health and wellness industry, which is booming, because who doesn't want to look and feel better? And our sales history really shows that too. Regardless of recessions or dips, we've continued to grow every single year. When people are struggling, they want an extra income. And when people are affluent, they want to experience the benefits of good health. So we continue to grow. So in the UK, we've been here since 1993, and I was actually lucky enough to go to our head office in Warwick, which you can see in the picture there. I've been there a couple of times this summer, and it's absolutely beautiful, beautiful buildings set in stunning grounds. It's got an open door policy, so you can go there anytime. And in the UK, we have sales of over £80 million, which is incredible. We also have the Gold Award for Investing in People, which is a government-backed award, and we're also a member of the Direct Selling Association. In the Middle East, we've been going since 1999. It's absolutely booming here, and we have sales of over 11 million US dollars. We're one of the few companies in the Middle East to be members of the Direct Sellers Association, which means we're allowed to work as long as we have a visa, and it's a recognised, trusted and ethical company. We're the longest running network marketing company in the Middle East, and we're also the largest importer of health foods in the UAE. As I said, there's never been a better time than now to start to build your business. We have official social media accounts designed to help you and inspire you. We've got a fabulous new product centre in Tecom, or Barsha Heights as it's known now, a product centre in Deira and one in Abu Dhabi. And like in the UK, it's an open door policy, so we can use the beautiful meeting rooms for training and planning meetings, plus pick up our products from these centres. They're open 7 days a week from 10 in the morning till 10 at night. And if you can't make it to the office, we've also got home delivery, where they deliver the products to your door 24 hours after you order them. We have an online shopping facility too, and lots of new offices opening in the region. We have customer services that offer support in English, Arabic, Hindi and Urdu, and we are growing and growing. So how does this all work? How do we grow a business? Well, basically, it's the combined power of team marketing or multi-level marketing. We basically cut out the middleman, because forever don't advertise. You won't see a shiny advert on the TV. We are the advert. We become a product of the product. So we get the products from the manufacturer straight from source. We facilitate that by showcasing the products and take them straight to the customer. So we basically become the shop. How often you open your shop is up to you. If we want to get the products to more and more people, we could build a team and work together to get the products out there. Forever basically pays us on the volume of products that we sell. So what are the benefits of this? What are the benefits of network marketing or multi-level marketing? Well, it's uncapped and willable. No one can ever tell you you're earning too much or too little. How much you earn is up to you. So if anything happens to me, I've got peace of mind that my family will still be looked after, as the income is willable. The great thing with Forever is that it fits into the pockets of time that you have. So for me, I've stopped watching TV and worked on my business instead. You can be part-time or you can do it full-time. It really is up to you and what you want to achieve. There's so much training and support, and as I said, you're never on your own. We all start off the same and we all have the same worries and doubts in the beginning, but with the cutting-edge training and support you get, you can achieve whatever it is that you want to. A lot of the training is online on various web platforms like Facebook, so it's really flexible. You decide your goals. If you want to set big goals, we'll work with you and help you. But if you just want to earn a little bit of pocket money, then that's fine too, and we'll help you. It's really up to you. There's no pressure. They're your goals. The system just helps you achieve them. It's a global opportunity. So as I say, who do you know in other countries? With social media and the internet, it's really easy to build a global business. I've got a team all over the world. Some of them are in countries that I've never even been to. We've got lots of exciting company incentives, including chairman's bonus, which is getting a share of the company profits. I was lucky enough to pick up a cheque in April when the company took me and my family to South Africa. There's also car plan, which I've also qualified for. So if you like nice cars, that'd be great for you. But you don't have to spend the money on cars. It's up to you what you spend it on. There are lots of other exciting incentives, but one of the best things we have is fun. If it's not fun, then you're not doing it right. So what do we actually do? So we use the products. For me, when I joined, I couldn't wait to get my hands on the amazing products. I fell in love with them and became my own best customer. Then I realised that all I had to do was recommend them to people, the same way you'd recommend a book or a movie. So you start to build a small customer base. Then you start to think about anyone you would know that would like to earn an extra income. Excuse me. People will then pick up on your excitement, and they want to find out more too. If you find just 5 key people, you can grow an amazing business, all by just helping others. All we basically do is we learn the basics, master the basics, then coach others to do the same. So all we need to do is think about the people we know. So have a think now. Think about who you know. Who hates the boss? Who wants to spend more time with their families? Who wants to have more holidays? Who wishes they didn't have to go back to work after their maternity leave? Then we share the opportunity with them. And you're never on your own to do this. We've got lots and lots of tools and training in place to help you. There are lots of different ways that you can contact them, and we show you how. I always think how different my life would be if someone hadn't shown me the business 2 years ago, and I'm so grateful that they did. So if you know someone who would benefit from earning an extra income, or who hates their job, wants more time or flexibility in their life, or maybe doesn't have a pension or just wants to earn some extra money for a nice holiday or new car, then this could work for them. We basically send them some information, or get them to come along to a business presentation, or we can send them a business presentation like this one. Then once they decide they want to do it and say yes, we help you take action and get them started. That's a simple business cycle, and it all moves around their why, whatever it is that drives them. Like I said, that can be different for everyone. It could be a new car, it could be self-development, it could be making new friends, having more time and flexibility. It's different for everyone. But we help people connect with that and help them achieve their goals. It's very simple and very easy to duplicate. We just go around the cycle, so whatever it means to you, whatever drives you, we help you achieve it. So when we talk about finding 5 key people, this is all about how you multiply your time. This business isn't about killing yourself, putting in hundreds of hours a week. So however much time you have to work on your business, as long as you work smart with the time you have, you can build an amazing business. So let's say that's you at the bottom there, and you've got 10 hours a week to put into your business. Half an hour here, half an hour there, maybe half an hour in the car waiting for the kids to finish school, an hour at night, for example. Whatever time you've got, as long as you're consistent and persistent with it, it can work. So then you find some friends who want to do the same. You might know someone who has more time than you and really wants to achieve those life-changing incomes. So maybe let's say they could put in 50 hours a week. Then you might know someone else who just wants a little bit of extra pocket money. So basically lots of different people working different time frames that work for them. So let's say that all adds up to 125 hours a week. If you work smart with your 10 hours and help others to do the same, then the company pays you on the volume of sales that your team does. Your team don't pay you, everybody's independent, but the company pays you on the volume. We just teach people to use the products, develop customers, find 5 key people, then we duplicate it. So I believe now I'm going to hand over to one of the lovely managers in my team, Kelly. So just hold on one second while I find Kelly.
Hi Claire, can you hear me?
Perfect.
Excellent, okay. Thank you, Claire. Hi and very warm welcome to everyone tonight listening to this fantastic online business presentation. As Claire said, my name is Kelly Jones, and just before I have the absolute pleasure of taking you through the really interesting bit, and that's the areas of income for our business, I'm just going to give you a little bit of history on my background and how I got started. So I actually got started with Forever on the 7th of May last year for reasons of wanting to come out of the corporate world, but not really wanting to come out of the corporate world because I didn't like it, but because of what news our family received regarding my husband's health. My husband was diagnosed with a terminal brain tumour, and that news very much changed my whole perspective on my career. We were living in Dubai at the time, and I had done very, very well to get into the position in my career that I was in. We had a fantastic lifestyle until this news was dealt to us. And I kind of very much went from a very career hungry, career ambitious woman to thinking, what am I doing working for someone else? And actually I need to be spending time at home, because obviously time was precious and we didn't know really how long my husband would have. So I started looking around, and I had actually used some of the Forever products before, so I decided to take a look at the business opportunity side of it. I was sent a BP just like this. It was a recorded one from my upline now, and I had a look and I thought, wow, for me it was actually a no-brainer. But I did a little bit of research, like everybody does, and I thought, you know what, life's too short, let's go for it. And this for me wasn't about earning an extra couple of 1,000 dirhams a month or anything at the time. This was actually, for me, it had to work as an actual serious, proper business with a good income, because it meant giving up everything to support the family, my husband, the home, the bills, etc. So on the 7th of May, like I said, I got to work and very quickly achieved manager, which we're going to look at shortly on the marketing plan. So I quickly built a team. I built a great retail basis as well, and that allowed me, like I say, to give up my position and support my husband and be there full time for him. That continued when we moved back to the UK as well. As Claire said, this is a global opportunity. So as well as having that business in Dubai, I then started building a business here in the UK. And again, Forever gave me everything that I needed. It gave me a wonderful income. It gave me flexibility and choices. It gave me time to spend with my family until sadly my husband passed away in May of this year. And Forever is still giving me all those things. It's just a little bit different now in that it gives me those to provide a stable future for myself and my daughter. So that's how I got involved with Forever. And as Claire said as well, this has it's been a huge journey, but Forever really does help support you. The way that you self-develop and the friends that you make within this business is absolutely astounding. So without further ado, let's get on to the really interesting bit. So let's have a look at the areas of income. So basically, we are looking for 3 different types of people. And I think for many people, when they get involved with Forever, initially it is to earn just a few thousand dirhams a month. But actually, some people then remain just wanting to do that, and others then progress on to wanting to achieve that little bit more. So we're looking for 3 different positions as such, and the first one is a retailer. So if you want to earn anything from just over 1,000 dirhams to just over 2,000 dirhams a month, you can achieve that by retailing. If, however, you want a little bit more, we're now looking at a business leader. So we're now looking at someone who wants to start building a team, who wants to start recruiting individuals underneath them. And if that's the case, then you'll be earning anything under sort of 4,500 to maybe just over 11,000 dirhams a month. However, from there, individuals then want to continue progressing and become what we call business developer. So this is where you now potentially have managers underneath you, and you're helping them to build their teams as well. And from that, you can go from earning just over 11,000 dirhams a month to a staggering over 100,000 dirhams a month, which is absolutely amazing. Next slide, please, Claire. Thank you. So how do we go around building that successful business? Well, the great thing about Forever is there's not lots of jargon and lots of terminology that you need to remember. However, there is one bit that you need to remember, which is really important, and that is what we call CCs, and that is case credits. Now, basically, that is Forever's global currency. So the reason we have case credits is, as Claire mentioned earlier, we are a global company. So if you can imagine you have team in all different parts of the world, you can imagine how complicated it would be for you and Forever to continuously convert all of the income coming in into dirhams from US dollars, whatever it might be. So what Forever has is their internal global currency, and that is CCs. And basically what a CC is the point system that's allocated to each product. So very much like in many shops or supermarkets, for example, you get a loyalty card. Normally when you take something off the shelf, that product will have points allocated to it, and it's exactly the same with the products for Forever. So as you can see at the bottom there, you have 2 CCs, and that's actually your starter pack as such. And so when you sign up, which we'll talk about in just a moment, what you would do is receive that starter pack, and that would actually give you the equivalent of 2 CCs. But as you can see, as I say, each product has a different points system. So for example, you can see the aloe vera gel there is 0.091 and the aloe vera jelly 0.054. So 1 cc within the UAE is actually a wholesale cost of 585 dirhams. However, a retail cost that's actually 835.75 dirhams. So you can see the difference in what you would buy for wholesale and what you would then retail at, and all that extra money there is for you. Now, what we do have within Forever is almost a little bit of a discipline, and that discipline is a 4cc discipline. Now, this isn't a target. Forever actually don't mind if you don't do 4 cc's a month. You could do 1 cc, you could do 20 cc's. It doesn't matter. However, if you want to build a successful business, the foundations of your business are built on a 4 cc discipline. So how do you achieve 4 cc's a month? Well, basically, you start to use the products yourself. So you become a product of the product. You know, by using these products, how they work, how they make you feel, and that is how we are then able to recommend these products, and then we can actually retail them. And then we also can get within our 4 cc's by recruiting individuals onto your team as well. So can I have the next slide, please, Claire? Great. So how do we get paid then? So I think a little bit is cut off this slide, so I shall do my best here. So how do we get paid? Well, you would register, first of all, as a forever business owner, and that's the really exciting thing. So you've started your own business at this stage. And actually, by registering, what you would receive is 15% discount, and you would receive for 1,420 dirhams and 75 fils, you would receive that starter pack that you can see above there on the screen. So you get all of the best-selling products, you get literature, you get information that you can read on, up on the products on, lots and lots of different things. You get brochures about the incentives, how to build your business, how to help your team build their business, etc. Now, by registering as a forever business owner and purchasing that pack that you can see, will start you off as an assistant supervisor on what we call our marketing plan. And that basically is just a plan of different positions within Forever that can be achieved. Claire, are you able to scroll up the slide so I can just see at the bottom, if you can go back? It doesn't matter if you can't. So as an assistant supervisor, what you would actually receive is 2 cc's because you've bought the box. We've already said that on the previous slide. However, what you would then receive is 30% off of the products. So off the retail price, you're getting 30% off of that. And what you would actually then get is 5% back on that each month. So everything that you retail, you would receive 5% back. And that gives you the opportunity then to be an assistant supervisor on the marketing plan. As well, assistant supervisor, you would also receive a sponsoring bonus. So if you was to, as an assistant supervisor, have, let's say, those 5 key people that Claire spoke about shortly ago, what you would actually receive is every time you sign one of those individuals up, you would receive a sponsoring bonus. And that sponsoring bonus would be just over 217 dirhams as well. So that's amazing. So every time you sign someone up, you get paid to do that as well. Go to the next slide, please, Claire. Great, thank you. So from assistant supervisor, the next move on the marketing plan would be supervisor. So as a supervisor, you could be looking at earning anything from sort of 1,300 or so dirhams per calendar month. Now, in order to achieve supervisor, you have to achieve 25 case credits. So remember, those case credits are those points per product as such. 25 case credits over 2 consecutive months. Now, normally as a supervisor, you would have around 3 to 5 people in a team at this stage, but not necessarily. You might have maybe 1 or 2, you might have 1 or 2 fantastic individuals in your. Now, as a supervisor as well, your sponsoring bonus now goes up. So from 217, we're now looking at 251, just over 251 dirhams. So how do you get paid then? Well, as a supervisor, you still get 30% off of the products, so that really never changes. However, this time back, because you've gone one step up the marketing plan, you now get an 8% bonus back every month. And let's see how that works then. The 8% kind of is your bonus back, but what it also does is pay you the difference between you and your team. So as a supervisor, if you have 3 assistant supervisors underneath you, remember as an assistant supervisor, we got 5% back each month. You're going to now get the difference of that as well. That's what Forever pays you, not your team. It doesn't come out of their pocket, it's from Forever. So as you can see, you have 3 assistant supervisors there. They're all on 5%. You're on 8%. Well, as we know, that's a 3% difference. So you're paid 3% back on all of their volume that they're doing as well. Next slide, please, Claire. Thank you. So from supervisor, we move to assistant manager. And now you're looking at sort of maybe just under 3,500 dirhams per calendar month. Now, in order to reach assistant manager, we need 75 CCs now over 2 consecutive months. And again, typically within your team, maybe you're looking at 10 to 15 in a team. But again, don't let that scare you in any shape or form. If you're thinking, gosh, I don't know if that would be possible. Again, you might only have 5 people in that team, but again, there could be 5 fantastic individuals. And your sponsoring bonus now goes up to just over 300 dirhams every time you recruit someone into your team. So again, you're still getting 30% off the products. However, this time as an assistant manager, you're getting 13% back. And again, remember what you're getting is the difference between your team as well. So now the difference between if you have an assistant supervisor underneath you is actually 8%. So remember, they're on 5, you're on 13. That's a difference of 8%. If you have someone who is a supervisor underneath you, well, the difference between 8% and 13 would be 5%, and so on and so forth. And again, that difference is what you would be paid on their volume. Next slide. Thank you, Claire. So now we reach manager, and manager is a really pivotal position on the marketing plan, because this is where you can unlock all of the fantastic incentives that Claire mentioned earlier, and I'm going to take you through those in a little bit more detail shortly. But now as a manager, you could be earning anything from maybe just under 5,000 dirhams a month to well over 11,000 dirhams per calendar month. Now, to get to manager, you need 120 CCs over 2 consecutive months. And again, we could be typically looking at 15 to 25 in a team. I know when I reached manager, I didn't have that many in my team. I just had a fantastic team underneath me, and still remains that way. So again, you don't have to have that number. These are just typical numbers. And actually, I have to say, even with all of the income figures, these are being very conservative. Actually, it is very possible to earn a lot more. Now, your sponsoring bonus as well goes up to 357 dirhams. So every time you, again, bring someone on board into your team, you're going to receive that. Now, again, you're getting 30% off. Like I say, that doesn't ever change. However, now as a manager, you're actually getting 18% back every single month. And again, of course, you are receiving the difference between all of the different positions that you have underneath you. So at 18%, if you have an assistant supervisor underneath you, you're getting 13% back from their volume, 10% back from a supervisor, and if you have an assistant manager underneath you, then you're going to receive that difference there of 5%. So moving on from manager, this is where it gets really exciting. So imagine now that you're a manager and you had 5 lines of managers underneath you. That is going to actually affect your income massively. So how does it work? Well, there you are on the left of the screen in the pink jacket. That's you, and you're on 48%. So that's made up of your 30% off the retail price, and also your 18% bonus back each month. Now, you have created a manager in your team, which is fantastic. So we're going to call her Flo for this example. And Flo now is on the equivalent to you, because Flo's a manager now as well. So she's still on 30% off the retail price, and she's actually still receiving now 18% back. So Forever say, you know what, you did so well in getting Flo and supporting and guiding and coaching Flo to get to manager, we're going to now give you 6% back of her volume. So that actually could increase your income by just over 5,000 dirhams. Now, Flo then, in turn, gets a manager under her. So, again, that manager is on 30%, 18% back each month. But Forever recognise that actually you helped Flo get to manager. So, in turn, you've kind of had a hand in Flo helping Mo, in this example, get to manager too. So, they will pay you 3% of Mo's total volume. And then Mo recruits a manager, and that's Joe. And again, Forever recognise that you have helped all these individuals in some shape or form, that then Forever will pay you 2% back on Joe's business. Now, this is what we call a royalty income. Now, by having those lines of managers underneath you can actually up your income by a staggering anything from sort of 13,000 to 20,000 dirhams per calendar month. Now, a manager, an average manager turnover, it says here is 83, just over 83,000 dirhams per calendar month. Like Claire said earlier, there is no ceiling for income here. So however much you do, however many hours you put in, however many hours your team puts in, the income potential is unlimited. So let's move on from that. So how do we get paid again? So this is continuing up the marketing plan. So from manager, once you then recruit 2 personally sponsored managers underneath you, you then go to senior manager. And now you can be looking at earning anything from about 160,000 to 340,000 dirhams per annum. Then once you recruit more into your team and you see more managers coming through into your business, and you now have 5 personally sponsored managers, you would move up the marketing plan to what we call soaring manager. And that, again, as you can see there from the figures, you could be earning anything from 250,000 just over to 580,000 dirhams per annum. Next slide, thank you. So this is then where it all changes again, because the next position, Sapphire Manager. Now, Sapphire Manager is actually where you have 9 personally sponsored managers underneath you. Now, this means that your income can then raise to what, just under 480,000 to, wow, a staggering 937,000 dirhams approximately per annum. However, Forever now recognise that you've done amazingly well to get 9 personally sponsored managers underneath you. They include within that a 1% gem bonus. Now, that 1% gem bonus is connected to the royalty income. So where we looked at Flo, Mo and Joe recently, just a moment ago, and you looked at receiving 6%, 3%, 2%, that would now go to 7%, 4%, 3%, if that can make sense. And actually, a 1% gem bonus can see a considerable raise in your income. And we're talking by thousands and thousands of dirhams. So that 1% gem bonus, I remember when I first looked at it and I thought, 1%, it's not a lot. But actually, when you work it out, 1% can be staggering. So from Sapphire Manager, we move to Diamond Sapphire Manager, which is, again, just another position on the marketing plan. From here, you can be looking at 780,000 dirhams to well over 1 million dirhams per annum. And this is where you have 17 personally sponsored managers. Now, this time, Forever say, wow, look at you, 17 personally sponsored managers, which is amazing. You are going to now get from us a 2% gem bonus. So again, going back to that Flo, Mo, Joe, your percentage now is what, going up to 8%, 5%, 4%, if I can remember correctly. So again, that is a staggering raise in your income, and absolutely phenomenal raise in your income. Now, this is kind of within the UAE, the top position, but we do have sort of around the world all different types of positions within the marketing plan. But Diamond Manager is kind of the top one, that we would be looking at within the UAE. And this is where you're looking at earning well over 1.5 million to it. Absolutely no limit. So literally the sky is the limit. You can put a figure on that. If you want to be earning 10 million a year, go for it. Now this is where you have 25 personally sponsored managers, which is again fantastic. Now again, Forever recognize this all the way through, and this is the most fantastic thing about Forever. They recognize everybody within the company and they are always giving back. So to get 25 personally sponsored managers is amazing. So now what they're giving you is that 3% gem bonus. So as I said, going back to that flow mode Joe, you're now looking at a staggering income and a raise that is just absolutely incredible. Next slide, please, Claire. Thank you. So how else do we get paid? Well, we get paid through incentives as well. So dependent on sort of how much volume you're turning over in your business, how successful you are, how many hours you're putting in, we can qualify for chairman's bonus. And as I said on the marketing plan, manager is that pivotal role, because when you reach manager, that's then when you unlock the door to all of these incentives. So here we have chairman's bonus. So in 2015, the chairman's bonus company Forever paid out over $24 million worldwide to all different Forever business owners around the world. And we have here some photos of some really fantastic top leaders within Forever. Starting on the left at the bottom there, we have Sam Pierce. She is soaring manager in the UK. We also then have the incredible Natalie Healy, who is wow, I think number 1 in the UK, number 2 in the world at the moment, with a staggering check there of just over 600,000 US dollars. And actually this year, she actually achieved over $1 million bonus. That was absolutely fantastic. And then we have the beautiful Claire Martin, who started off this BP for us this evening, received her bonus check there with the beautiful children, just under $4,500 US dollars, which is absolutely amazing. And with chairman's bonus, there are different levels as well. So you have chairman's bonus level 1, 2, and 3, and the different levels basically are dependent on how much of a business you have. Moving on to the next slide. So what else do we get? If that wasn't enough, we also get what we call the Earned Incentive Program, kind of affectionately named car plan for many of us, because most of us, when we get it, we go out and buy a car. However, you don't have to. You could put this money towards absolutely anything. School fees for your kids, saving it for a holiday, paying off any bills, anything you wanted to do. So what you can earn up to is an extra just over 35,000 dirhams per annum paid monthly into your account, which is absolutely staggering. And again, for earned incentive programs, there are different levels as well. So again, dependent on the volume in your business, you will be paid appropriate to that. We also have fantastic global travel incentives. It's a different destination every year. It is literally nothing but the best of 5-star hotels, flights paid for you, spending money. Again, spending money can be anything from $500 to $12,500 spending money. And again, that depends on the type of volume that you're turning over. Now, these global travel incentives come in the form of what we call Global Rally, which runs alongside Chairman's Bonus. So that this year was in Johannesburg. Next year it will be actually in Dubai, which is really, really good news. But we also have what we call Eagle Managers Incentive as well. And that's actually a retreat where you get to go to a different destination again every year, where you get free time, training, etc. And for this year's, it's actually coming up shortly in September, we are going to a beautiful resort in Greece. So really looking forward to that. So that's just amazing. There's so much that Forever give you if you really want to make a success of this business. Next slide, please, Claire. So The people that do this business are real people, okay? For many of us, when we get involved with this business, we think, are these people actors or actresses on stage? No, they're not. They're literally us. So as you can see there, the first photo on the screen is beautiful Claire Martin, as I say, started us off today. And the photo at the end there is me, of my beautiful daughter Sienna. And they are real people. We are real people, I can assure you. I am a very real person. And in the middle there, we have the beautiful Claire Thompson, who I am about to hand over to now. And she's going to finish up this presentation this evening with information on the products and close the presentation for you. So thank you very much to listening to me this evening. And I hope that's given you some idea of the type of incomes that you can be earning. And now I'm going to hand back to Claire, I think, who's going to unmute Claire. So thank you very much.
Right, so hi everybody, I'm Claire Thompson. Before I go into a little bit more about the products which Kelly mentioned, I'll tell you a little bit about my story. So I started my Forever journey just over a year ago. It was before the summer started here in Dubai. Before my life with Forever, I was a full-time stay-at-home mum. My kids were then 5 months and the other one was 2 years. And to be honest, I thought that was a handful, so I wasn't even looking for something. But, you know, we were starting to think, because we did have a very comfortable lifestyle, when you start looking at how much schools are going to be and colleges, and Darren, my husband, and myself, we hadn't been very good at pension or saving. We've been very good at having a great life and spending money. But you just start to panic about, well, how long do we have to work for to make sure that our kids have everything that we want them to have? So in the back of my head, I started thinking about what could I do when my girls go to school. But I'd gotten really selfish being a stay-at-home mom because I realized I never wanted to go back and work for somebody else. I'd been in a corporate environment before. I hated being behind a desk and in an office. I didn't want anyone dictating what hours I had to work or how much they would pay me, or when I could take time off to be with my kids. So basically, I thought that left me with pretty much nothing. And I had never heard of Forever before. I got invited to a friend's, she was kind of having an online launch party. I was the grumpiest person in the world because I did not want to go. I had wanted nothing to do with these products. I thought it was all about a detox, but my husband forced me to have a night out because it had been a while. And whatever it was, I just sort of wondered what was it that these people were doing. They were working from home, they had kids, and I just wanted to know how much money they made and what they did. So they sent me an online version of what we're watching tonight. And it ticked off every single box I was looking for. I saw that it would give me the flexibility to work from home, to work where I wanted, when I wanted, but also to the potential to earn the kind of money that I wanted so that Darren wouldn't have to work. Notice I say Darren because I didn't want to, but that he wouldn't have to work until retirement. So, so I jumped at the opportunity, and I am always very much a glasses half full kind of person. Darren, on the other hand, had a look at it and was super skeptical. In fact, he was almost grumpy about it. Thank goodness I don't listen to him. And also, we saw that there was just no risk to me starting it. So, so I got started just before the summer last year, and I got to that manager position that Kelly was talking about quite quickly. But what's happened in the year since starting is our lives have completely changed. I went from being a mom with no bank account, really. You know, Darren would get the texts whenever I would spend some money, which I just love that. But I've managed to actually take my family on 3 incredible holidays this year. We've been to Bali, we've been to Thailand twice, we're going to South Africa in October. You know, and that's all come from my business, which is really exciting. And in the beginning, all I wanted to do was pay back my initial investment of my business in a box, which Kelly mentioned as well. But now my goals are very much that I want to buy my my ideal house. Next year we want to buy a house, and I don't want it to be one we can just afford. I want it to be the one that I want. And I want Darren to be able to retire before he's 40 so that we can just travel the world and do amazing things that life offers. And I never thought any of this would be possible before I started. And I have to say, when Kelly was talking about the real people, I'm not the brightest spark in the world. I have no degree. I got a certificate in computers. I've done so many different things in my background. So quite honestly, if I can do this, absolutely anyone can. So I'm just going to move on to the next slide now and talk to you about the products, because when I started, I hadn't even tried any of the products. And I had obviously just seen the opportunity, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to do this. But having done it now, I can tell you that it wouldn't work as well as it does if the products weren't as good as they are. And I am not a salesperson at all, and I never thought of myself as ever being a salesperson, and I still actually don't think of myself as a salesperson. And I certainly wouldn't want to go and try and sell jewelry to people. But what I realized when I got my business in a box is I started using products that I use every day anyway, but they just happen to be that much better and so good. And if I loved them so much, I automatically started speaking to my friends and family about them anyway. So just looking at the next slide, we're not trying to sell ice to Eskimos at all. We cover such a huge marketplace. Some of the products, my mom suffers from arthritis. Some of the products that have helped her, if I could take anything away from having built this business, it's the products and what it has helped my mom with how much she struggles with her mobility issues. The nutritional supplements, animal care, we have 2 Springer Spaniels who are just crazy. And again, some of the products that I can use on them probably saves us an enormous amount in vet care. Personal care, weight management. I mentioned before I started this when Holly was 5 months old. If I was to show you a photo of what I looked like back then, the FIT program that we offer has completely changed my life because I have a better body than I had before I had children. And it's simply from using these products, because I always thought I'm never going to recommend anything to anyone unless I've tried it and I genuinely think it's brilliant. Sports performance, again, before my life with kids, I actually used to be a personal trainer, and I wish that I had some of these products when I was training people because of how much they can help the sports performance. Skincare, cosmetics, there is something for everybody. If you know someone who brushes their teeth, washes their hair, has armpits, do you know that is your marketplace? So like I said earlier, it's not like trying to sell ice to Eskimos. It's something that people use every single day. But our products are actually a cut above what we normally use every day. So we are the world's #1 grower and producer of aloe vera and beehive products. Everything is GM-free. There's no insecticides, pesticides, or artificial fertilizers. Everything's organically grown. And the way that we get our aloe gel, because I know there is a lot of aloe vera on the market, and trust me, I actually didn't know what aloe could be used for before I started my business. I thought it was just for sunburn. But I have since found out it can be used for many things, including drinking it, which has completely changed my life. But having looked in the shops at some of the different, because there is actually a lot of aloe available out there, the way that we get our aloe is if you cut up and open an aloe leaf and the gel that's on the inside, that's what's really good for you. So we found a way to cold press that, and then we stabilize it with natural fructose. And of course, Forever has patented that process, so nobody can copy it. So that is why we are the #1 producer and seller of aloe products, because we are giving it as close as you can possibly get to having the leaf itself. Other companies might have to grind the whole leaf together or even heat press it, so it's going to lose a lot of the goodness. But the other thing that we had is, of course, I am not a doctor or a beautician or a nurse or a vet. So when starting this business, I wasn't quite sure what I was going to recommend to people, but we have an advisory board of highly qualified professionals who help us with all of that. So for example, when my mom, knowing my mom has arthritis and wanting to know what works for her, I could go and ask the professionals and not try and guess myself. And that last point there that you see is the reason I actually started my business without even bothering to try the products, is the fact that they offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. Now, I know some of you are international, so depending what country you are, it might even be 60 days money back. But I thought that any company that would offer 30 days to somebody to, to try the product out and see if it's working for them, and if they say no, they will give you all of your money back. They obviously believe so much in their products that they offer something like that. What it meant for me as a business owner is I knew if any of my clients weren't happy, that was okay, because I could just give them their money back, and it wasn't going to be on me because it's something that Forever offer. So, and again, you'll see all the certificates we hold there as well, which are really, really important to people these days. We have them. So that's just a little bit about the products, and I hope that you get the chance to try them as well. But this is what Kelly was mentioning before, is our business in a box. So each country is different. What they do is they take the top selling products of that country and put them together in, each country calls it something different, but for this, let's call it the business in a box. And it was Claire who was talking about this earlier, is when you start a business, you can't start with nothing. It would be like being a hairdresser with no scissors or mirror or shampoo and conditioner. So to me, the business in a box gave me the tools that I could use to grow my business straight away. But also because of the 2 case credits, it took me straight up to being able to earn 35% profit on anything I sold, so making money back immediately. And of course, this is the best way to get your business up and running as quickly as you can. So that in Dubai is 1,420 dirhams. That is what I invested in my business a year ago, and I made that back within 3 weeks. And again, the products are so good that without selling them, and bearing in mind we talk about doing that 4cc habit that Kelly was talking about, for my first 4 months of business, I actually managed to sell between 20 and 25 case credits each month, purely because I 100% believe in them, but the products sell themselves, because all I do is let people try them, and if they want to buy something or if they like anything, then they can purchase it. And that's as salesy as I get. So if we just move on to the next slide, will it work for me? It does not work for everybody. What you need to understand, and what some people need in their lives, is a boss. They need somebody to tell them what hours they need to work, how long they need to work for, or when they can go on holiday, and how much they're going to get paid at the end of that month. We don't have this in Forever, because this is completely our business. Nobody tells us or gives us targets or how many hours we need to work. They're not going to tell us how much we're going to get paid at the end of it. So we need to be able to be self-coachable. We need to have that attitude. We need to know that if we work this for 2 to 5 years, it will 100% give you everything that Kelly spoke about earlier. So if you take it seriously, because it is a business, yes, it will work for you. If you're self-motivated, if you're willing to work closely with the person who invited you to watch this tonight, if you're happy to tell everybody about what you're doing, don't just think about the ones who you think might be interested. Just tell everybody. It's a brilliant opportunity. Some will, some won't. It doesn't matter. But if you tell everybody, you be coachable, you attend all the training that you can, because anybody who starts this, everything is brand new to them. We all start from the same place, but we have that training there for you. So if you can think big, set goals for yourself, set goals for your family, which is really, it's harder to do when, we're so used to being given a certain amount of money and we know this is what we can live around. And suddenly someone's telling you, well, stop thinking about that. How far do you want to go? So have that attitude, commit to the time that it's going to take to become successful, because it's not going to happen in 4 to 6 months. And then just commit to having 20 to 30 customers who you are going to, just develop a really strong relationship with, keep happy, and then help 5 people do exactly what you do. It can 100% work for you. As I said, if it works for me, I promise you it can work for absolutely anybody. And I love the saying at the bottom there, don't be average, go for greatness. So I think that's going to bring us to our very last slide of the evening, or our second last slide. From what you've seen so far tonight, you're going to be in three minds. One, you're going to be a no, which is absolutely fine, and this is not for everybody. But do yourselves a favor and get in touch with the person who invited you to watch this and use some of the products. Again, it's what you use every day anyway, so why not try something that's even better for you, and we'll offer you a 30-day money-back guarantee. You might be a maybe, and in which case, speak to the person who invited you. Get your questions answered. Don't sit and ponder about it, because it's not going to answer your questions. Just write your questions down, get them all answered, so you know that you've got all the information you need to make the correct decision for you. And of course, if you're like me and you're an absolute yes, then again, speak to the person who invited you to watch this, get yourself registered, get your business in a box, and just start using those products, because that's the first thing you need to do is use them, get to know them, so that you can recommend them. So that will bring us to the last slide of the night. And yeah, depending on what you wanted to do, just get in touch with the person who invited you tonight. And it's been great speaking to you from Claire and Kelly and myself. Thank you so much for listening in. And if you do decide to join and get yourself registered, we look forward to working with you in the near future. Bye, everyone.